Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy, the real Chevy, back at you guys once again. For those guys and girls that's just getting started in real estate, looking to gain knowledge, whatever the case may be, you're doing your research, you have all types of different crazy things in your head, you're spinning your wheels, information overload, that thing is brutal. So, I want to say to you guys that you have to pick one or two guys on YouTube and follow them, follow the instruction. I'm not saying that I'm the best at it, but I have some good information for you guys, especially if someone's still out here grinding and still putting in that work. So what we're going to go over today is we're going to go over how to complete an assignment of contract. An assignment of contract simply states that you're selling your rights and interests to a property through assignments. So what you're doing is you're relinquishing your interest to this property through proper paperwork, which is an assignment of contract. So what that will do is, let's just say, for example, you have a property on a contract for $50,000 and you find someone that's willing to pay $10,000 over that $50,000. You're now assigning that property for $10,000 to the end buyer, okay? So it's a simple one-page contract. Let me pull it up for you guys. Okay, guys, before we continue, a couple house cleaning. Understand that I'm not a realtor. I'm not a licensed professional in any sorts. I'm just an investor here in my market, and I've invested in other markets as well. I'm not a CPA. I don't give advice or anything of that sort. So, this is for informational purposes only. So, whatever contract that you're getting, I'll advise that you actually have it checked out with a lawyer, someone that you trust that's in the real estate game, that you can take advice from as well. Okay, guys, so what we have here is a simple one-page assignment of contract, okay? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna cover as far as the assigner and the assignee. We're gonna go over terms and conditions and everything of that sort. So we're gonna go through it fully. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take you guys back. Let's go to Propstream. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and share the screen with you guys so y'all see what I'm talking about. So this is the assignment of contract. You have several parties, right? You have the assigner, you have the assignee, and then you also have the subject property as far as the seller that you're doing business with as well, okay? So one of the things that happen in an assignment of contract is that you have to have a property on the contract in order for you to actually assign your rights and interests. If you don't have a property on the contract, you can't assign your rights and interests. This is the quickest and fastest way to actually move real estate, which is through assigning your interest to a subject property itself. So let's just say, for instance, I'm going to show you guys Propstream. So we're at Propstream, and I'm just going to take this property right here, which is a 416 Dulane, Columbia, Tennessee, right? So what we're going to need is we're going to need the seller's information. So if you already have a contract, you already know the seller's information. So the seller's information is going to go right here, right? So you're going to have your information because you're going to be the assigner. The end buyer is going to be the assignee. So they're taking rights and responsibilities, okay? So now the assigner is entering an agreement with the seller. So the seller name is going to go here, right? So contract or underlying transaction. Under contract, the assigner has certain rights in the property commonly known as, so we're going to put the property address right here. Once you put the property address right here, the legal description, guys, one of the cool part about Propstream is that it actually produced the legal description of a property, which is right here. And you just need to simply put that in there. Now, just understand the title company is already going to have all that information once they do the title search, so don't really worry about no legal description, okay? Now, here are the terms and conditions. So the parties agreed to the following terms and conditions. Assigner assigns all rights and interests acquired under the contract to the assignee. So you as an investor, what you're doing is you're assigning your rights and your interests to another investor for a fee. So they're going to pay you an assignment fee for you finding the property and forking over your rights and interests under whatever rights and interests you have under the contract. So the assignee is going to accept all terms and conditions of the contract. The assignee has reviewed the contract. So when you're doing an assignment of contract, you're gonna need the purchase contract that you have with the seller. So this way that investor can look it over. That's if you're doing an assignment of contract. There's another way to do it as well, which is just 2 contracts, one with the seller and one with the buyer. We could talk about that later. Right now, we're just focused on the assignment of contract for that new guy or girl that's just getting into the real estate game itself. So if you just want to make a quick $5,000, you find a property and that buyer is willing to pay you $5,000 for the property, you're just going to assign your interest and rights to the property to that buyer itself. All right. Now, the assignee will deliver. So we do EMD, which is earnest money deposit. So let's just say you're talking to a buyer and you agree on $2,500 non-earnest, $2,500 earnest money deposit, meaning they're going to bring $2,500 to the title company. It's non-refundable, or they're going to make out a check to you for $2,500, regardless, whatever. Just understand, guys, that you don't want to be playing with money, because let's just say that title work come back or the seller change their mind in the middle of the transaction, whatever, you have to fork up that money. So my suggestion, just have the title company hold on to that earnest money. This way you get all your funds, everything that you need at the end of closing itself. So there's no problem. Okay. Now, number 4, so that's 1. So 1 is assigner assigns all rights and interests of the contract to the assignee. Number 2 is saying that the assignee, which is the buyer, already went over all the information. They understand what they get themselves into. Number 3, just states that the buyer is now going to deliver some money to the title company, just showing that they're interested and they're serious about buying, that they're serious about taking on the responsibilities that you already taken on itself. Okay. Number 4, assignee will pay an assigner the total assignment fee. So let's just say this number is $5,000, $10,000, whatever the case may be. That's going to be subtracting whatever earnest money they already gave you. The title company is going to facilitate all that, or your closing attorney. So don't get your head wrapped around all these different numbers. Just know you just need a contract with a seller. You need a contract with a buyer. Bring it to the title company. Explain what you're trying to do, which is an assignment of contract. They'll do the rest. Okay. Number 5. If the assignee parties change their mind on closing the underlying transaction, they forfeit their deposit. So that's very crucial. So that's just stating that, hey, look, you as a buyer, if you change your mind at any given moment and it's not our fault, we're going to keep this money. That's all that means, okay? Number 6, the assignee will not contact the seller. My advice, never, ever, ever give the buyer the seller's information, ever. You're the middleman. You're going to stay the middleman every step of the way until the closing day, because buyers are out here and they do crazy stuff and sellers do the same thing. So you just want to make sure you dot your I's and cross your T's with no problem, okay? The property is being sold as is. The assigner, the buyer understands and they've done their own due diligence, so they know what they're getting themselves into. Once this contract is signed and they write a check out to you or to the title company, whatever the case may be, it's a wrap. Now, all you waiting on is just a title work to come back, so this way everything can get closed out and you're good to go. That's how an assignment of contract works. 1-page contract. If you want this 1-page contract that I use, guys, y'all just send me an email, a DM, whatever. I got you. No problem. That's it. I hope this was great information for you guys. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, hit that bell, man, because we're going to be bringing a lot of information that's going to help you in your business and help you grow with no problem at all.